Look at that. Hey guys, AJ here back on another one for you. So guys, I've said it once and I'll say it again. These 304s are broke as a joke, man. Guys, credit card debt, student loan debt, high interest car loans, bastard kids, foreclosures, man. These chicks are cooked. As they voted for this, they wanted this. They wanted to be out here with us men, commuting to work, working some job they hate, and now, guys, they found out
The night is dark and full of terrors.
the night is dark and full of terrors. Guys, here we have a chick. She's $188,000 in student loan debt for a bachelor's degree. And of course, she lives at home, right, guys? She's 24. She lives at home, right? Look at that, guys.
You're a bum!
And she's going to tell us her whole story. So, guys, we'll get into this. But before we do, like, subscribe, and drop a comment. Guys, I have a second channel called 50 and 304s. Join my Discord. Check out the playlist at the end. And, guys, hit the join button because I'm offering memberships now. You can also hit the link in the description. Thanks to all you guys that are already members, man. I really, really appreciate the support. And, guys, let's get into this.
Hi there. Let's talk about...
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. You know. I have to translate, right?
Silly Jedi. Silly Jedi.
this number right here. This is how much debt I have.
Look at
I'm
that.
about $180,000 in debt from both federal and private student loans, my car loan, credit cards. That is all of my debt.
Look at that.
I am 24 years old.
With a bull ring.
I have a bachelor degree, so not even a master's.
Now, guys, I don't know if she actually says what it is, but guys, stop right now and guys, let me know in the comments what you think that her degree is in. Okay? It has to be underwater lesbian studies, you know?
I have one minor, no focus in my major, as well as an honors degree, which did require some extra credits. So that is where this number is coming from. This is on top of the little amount of scholarships that I was awarded, so money I didn't have to pay back. This is everything I owe. Everything I owe.
Cooked.
I came out of college in June of 2024, and I did not look at the debt that I was accruing. I took out loans as I needed them each year for college, and I didn't really think about what the percentages meant because I was never taught financial literacy. I didn't think about what the realistic number was going to be that I would have to owe each month on these loans, and they are astronomical, I will
Dumbass.
say. Sally Mae, which is my private loan creditor, wants $1,800 a month from me.
Look at that.
That's just Sally Mae. I am right now in a grace period for 12 months where I only have to pay $1,033 to Sally Mae. I would not be able to afford the $1,800 a month if I wasn't able to get it down for 12 months. I don't know what I'm going to do in 11 months, but this is just me talking about it.
Look at
On top of that, I owe about $287 to the federal government per month. That's not changing. And I owe $202 for my car payment, and that's not even including the $150 or $60 that I owe each month for the car insurance or my credit card payments. That doesn't include any of that. So, alone, Sally Mae wants $1,800 from me.
Damn.
I graduated college, as I just mentioned, in June of 2024, so this last year, and I wanted to just have a nice summer because I have been doing school for the last 5 years, and I've been taking summer courses full-time every year, and as well as working full-time. So this is also, like, the debt I have, and I was working full-time during the summers, and I was working part-time during the school years, so that's all, like, I still had no money, like, and I had to take out loans. So, being 23 years old, almost 24 when I graduated, I decided that I was just going to get a part-time job so that way I could only work part-time during the summer and kind of enjoy the summer because I had been doing over full-time in schools and working and had a role in my sorority, and I decided that I was just going to work part-time. And if I had looked at my loans fresh out of college, which I highly recommend you do if you have loans, do not wait until they are due to start looking at them. I decided to do that and made barely any money, but I didn't have any loan payments at
Look
the
at
time.
that, guys.
And I wish that I had started making the payments as soon as possible on those loans while I had them. So I worked part-time. Around November, my best friend was like, hey, I have loans. You have loans. Have you looked at what your loan payments are going to be? And I was like, shh, can't be that bad, right? Wrong. I looked at my loan payments and I cried. Because I was not taught financial literacy.
There it is, guys. Excuses. Excuses. No one ever taught me financial literacy. Absolute clown world, guys. Come on.
You stupid woman!
And I didn't understand how a credit company for student loans could charge me $1,800 if I wasn't making that much. I thought, okay, there must be something similar to the federal aid where you can do it based on income. No, they don't offer that. So I would also look into that before you take out student loans if they're going to offer income based or anything. They don't offer that. The best I could do was bring it down to $1,000. And then I was struggling to find a full-time job.
Cooked.
I applied for like 3 months to over probably 500 jobs before I finally found one. This is the catch, that doesn't even require my degree.
Some people are really fucking stupid.
Oh, look at that. So she's working in a job that doesn't even need a degree.
Found a job that paid $20 an hour, 40 hours a week, and it was degree recommended, not required.
Cooked.
So I felt very grateful for that opportunity. I just don't understand why companies and jobs want you to have stepping stones but don't consider your degree to be the stepping stones or the foundation for working for those companies, and they want to pay less money for more years of experience. It doesn't make sense. It's really hard to find a job right now, like really hard. Anyway, flash forward, I'm doing this and I'm able to make my bare minimum payments, but that doesn't matter because in 12 months I'm still going to owe $1,800 bare minimum on the Sallie Mae loans, and I cannot afford that.
Cooked.
And I make $41,600 a year
Damn.
before taxes. Now, flash forward, I'm at this job for a couple months, and I start to struggle really badly with my mental health.
Oh, of course. Guys, we knew that was coming. We knew it, guys. Pump the brakes. And guys, how long do you guys think she's been talking, right? They say so many fucking words and just don't say anything. They always talk so much, right? Guys, she's been talking for 5 minutes. It seems like 20, right? And guys, she has this $20 per hour job that she needs because beggars can't be choosers. And of course, guys, what does she say affects her ability to work?
And I'm just trying to tell you that I have mental health issues. I'm extremely distraught. I feel like my whole life is ending.
Clown world.
I'm talking like can't get out of bed except to go to work, really struggling, losing passion for everything, falling into a
But not losing weight.
mix of, I would say, seasonal depression because it's winter and I struggle with that a lot, and also depression because my life is not going the way that I want it to go. And that is a hard thing to grasp. And also, debt is really hard. It's a hard thing, and like a lot of people struggle with it, so it's not just me coming on here. Like I'm very grateful and I am privileged, and there's a lot of things that are going well in my life, but like that debt is still looming over my head, and that is a real thing. I decided that this job was not worth staying at any longer because of how much it was impacting my mental health. I was crashing out all the time and I really tried to stick it out, but I was just really starting to see no purpose in my life, even though it was helping me make those bare minimum payments. I have since put in my 2 weeks and I'm going back to 2 part-time jobs that I've calculated out will make the same amount of money I make at this full-time job that I supposedly got with my degree. So I'm still going to make $41,600 and be able to make my bare minimum payments. But I am really worried about what I'm going to do in 11 months when I have to owe $1,800 just on Sallie Mae. I am putting this out there as like kind of a way to warn people about looking into what your loans look like. Teach yourself financial literacy, but I'm also putting this out there to ask what's the best case scenario? I don't really know what to do, and I've been trying to do research. I don't want to get sued by Sally Mae. It's hard to find a job. I don't really want people coming out here being like, well, just go find a higher paying job. You were silly to drop down to 2 part-time jobs. That is not the advice I'm looking for.
Of course not, because that makes the most sense. Right, guys? She doesn't want to hear the advice that makes the most sense.
You stupid woman!
Looking for a best way to knock out my loans and start paying them off faster with what I have. I'm making the bare minimum payments and a little bit more, and that's basically all of my income, and I'm looking for other ways to make extra money. So if I have to start door dashing as well, I'm going to go back to a job where I'll also be making tips. All of that's going to go towards it. What is the best way? Should I attack the ones that are high interest first? Should I go after the ones that are the smallest? Like, I'm genuinely curious, best way to knock out these loans, because I'm trying to be debt free. There was a time in my life where all I wanted was to make a ton of money. I don't care. Financial freedom to me looks like being debt free. I would love, and I'm not saying this is possible, but I don't think it's impossible either. I would love to be out of debt by the time I'm 30. That's 6 years from now. I have a lot of debt.
Not gonna happen.
I don't know how possible that is, but I would have to put all my money towards it. I've not made good financial choices. Like, I'm literally going on a trip in April.
Whoa, whoa! Whoa, whoa! She's taking a vacation? With money she doesn't have. Guys, look at this, man. Look at that.
Just like a woman.
Do you think a guy with this much debt that's panicking about money would go on vacation? Absolutely insane.
Like, it's not, I'm not saying that I'm perfect or that, but that's aside the case. That is aside the case. The point is, I can make the bare minimum right now, and I know that I could make more if I need to. Despite going on this trip in April, we don't need to talk about that. I'm still making choices, but I want to find out a way that I can get out of debt. I'm trying to find all these extra ways to make money. I'm going to keep, probably eventually in the future, apply to jobs, but it's just, this is the reality of it. It's just like, it's not like I'm magically going to make more money to pay off this debt. I am where I'm at. So I don't know. I'm looking for help, and I'm also trying to give some advice, but you should really educate yourself on financial literacy before you decide to take out loans. And if you have the opportunity to go to community college before going to a university, I would highly recommend doing that to save yourself as much money as possible. Because at the end of the day, as fun as the memories were, and I'm so grateful for my friends and the people I met, and they are obviously priceless. Knowing what I know now, I don't know if I would ever put myself in that position to let myself get into $180,000 worth of debt over school. So, my credit's also shit, by the way, because of all the loans I've had to take out. So, that is my story, and yeah, I just kind of came here to talk about it. I feel like it's important to talk about, and a lot of times I think we're kind of ashamed of it, but that's really it.
Well, guys, the only thing good about this knucklehead is she's like a 3, right? She's like 500 pounds, and she's got the bull ring, so I know none of you guys is going to go near this, right, guys? Stay away, because, guys, she's going to hit about, 32, and she's going to try and find some sucker, some simp, some beta to try and bail her out of this, man. And then it's going to be our debt payoff journey, right? And then Poindexter goofball beta man is going to be like, yeah, man, I have to work with my wife to pay off her. Didn't know that, dude. Goof. Guys, she has 16,000 comments here, right? This person says, cancel that trip. Respectfully, do you really want to be helped? Put that money towards your debt and stop using the not having financial literacy as an excuse. She says, and she responds, respectfully, stop judging my life after one 10-minute video. You put your business out there, you absolute dunderhead.
You stupid woman.
Look at that. This girl, she responds. So this girl made the statement, then the poster responded, and now this girl who put the comment is responding. She said, you quite literally gave me the full rundown. I know the full story. Going on a trip right now is not a good financial decision. Do you think that it's going to help lower your debt? And then this girl in the video responds, capitalizing words does not prove your point further. I'm in debt and aware. Thank you for your input. You always ask rhetorical questions to try and prove your point. Someone responds, yeah, you're never getting out of debt. Someone says, you're in the wrong. You better be willing to struggle till the debt is gone. Dude, she's fighting for her life in the comments, man. Look at that. Someone says, you lost me. I literally have a trip in April. Good luck. And of course, look. She's fighting for her life again. Someone says, you don't go on trips when you're $188,000 in debt. Set your priorities straight. And she says, I'll tag you in my trip video. Someone says, please do. I can't wait. Guys, look at that. Someone says, I don't completely disagree with going on a trip with all this going on, but at the same time, we can't just live to work and pay down debts. Someone says, yeah, she already took her break, but not looking for her full-time job for 6 months. So why does she need the trip? She hasn't even worked full-time. That's facts. That's facts. Guys, this chick is fighting for her life in the comments, man. Someone says, this is 100% on you. That's an obscene amount of debt. You're fighting for her life in these comments. Someone says, unless your degree is something in like medical field or lawyer or law school or engineering, getting into this much debt is not worth it. Man, oh man, oh man. Guys, she's cooked. Look at that, man. What did you say, $1,800 a month is going to be her minimum payment. Someone says, why did you take out 6 figures of debt for undergrad? In my opinion, that much only makes sense for professional programs where you're basically guaranteed a high-paying job, like MD, DO, or JD. She said, almost my entire cost of living was covered by my loans. They have been accruing interest since I took them out. I keep having to take out loans to afford my tuition. Damn. And she still didn't say what her major was. Okay, guys, last one. Someone says, why are people being rude to you as if $1,800 a month payments isn't crazy? Thank you for making this video. This is important. This is simp.
Beta!
And then she responds, people want to blame me even though I took accountability and spread awareness as if predatory loans. If you call them predatory, then you aren't taking accountability, you dumb. What are you talking about? Guys, let me know what you think, right? She's cooked. Cooked. And guys, you know, Orange Man's coming for these student loans. These knuckleheads that have defaulted on these. So, hashtag education, hashtag American, hashtag college loans, hashtag debt, hashtag middle class, hashtag public school, hashtag Oregon. There it is. Hashtag minimum wage, hashtag job market. All right, you guys, this is AJ. I appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, and guys, I'm out of here. Have a good one.